All right, so today we're going to get into caricatures and exaggerating features. And I love this because it's always fun to take somebody's picture and then make them look super cartoony. So we're going to concentrate on a couple of things today. Hi, Tater Tot. We're going to concentrate on a little bit of fundamentals, right? Which means drawing, like caricatures are all about exaggerating real features, right? So taking someone or something in real life and then making it more cartoony. So in order to do that, you have to understand how somebody looks in real life, right? So the key to that is drawing from life. And I'm just going to tell you all, this bored me out of my mind when I was in junior high and high school because I didn't want to draw real life stuff because I thought it was like, so what? I just wanted to draw cartoons until I had an animator tell me, you better learn how to draw real life stuff or else you're not going to be as good at drawing cartoons. And then I drew real life stuff all the time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn to exaggerate some features. So we're just going to have a little bit of fun up front with exaggerating noses, ears, eyes, using a basic circle. And then we're going to get into the fundamental start, which is the rock. So I think everybody's got this, or Mr. The Rock. Depends on how formal we want to get, right? And what I'm going to do is use this as a grid to show you kind of how facial features line up. And then from there, we're going to caricature The Rock and do our own caricatures of The Rock. And if The Rock is watching and he wants to crash this class, I would totally be fine with that. If any of you know Mr. The Rock. What I wanted to show you was Chuck has one of my all-time favorite pieces of him is his self-portrait, and it's kind of like a caricature. So here's the picture of Chuck Jones, right? Mr. Jones. All right, so this is his self-portrait. And then this, bless you, buddy. This is his self-portrait, right? Kind of like a caricature. So you can kind of see how he took his features, which are his glasses, right? His facial hair, and he kind of exaggerated some stuff. He's also got Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner in his glasses, which I think is pretty awesome. So you can see real life, right? And then from that, he's able to do stuff like this. So we are going to do the same thing. I will tell you up front, if you are a little frustrated with drawing real people, it's totally fine. The whole idea is to keep doing it. Chuck was very famous for saying, and I think some of you have heard this already, you got 100,000 bad drawings in you, right? Which just means keep drawing, keep drawing. I get super frustrated. Even when I was practicing drawing The Rock, I got super frustrated, right? You just got to keep drawing and work that out. So the more you do it, the better you get. So the whole point is you got to start somewhere, right? So here's what I want to do to start. Let's have a little fun with this. Caricatures. We're going to kind of exaggerate some features. So you've got a blank sheet of paper. And on that blank sheet of paper, we're just going to do like a circle. So start with a basic circle shape, right? So that's the head of our person. And I'm going to say my eye line, right, where the bottom of the eye sit is right there. And for all intents and purposes, this person is just looking straight in front of us, right? So I'm going to move this a little closer. There we go. All right. So we're just going to do some kind of playing around, right? So if we took this as a head, and maybe this person is got like a squared off jaw, right? So we've got a head, we got our eyes, we've got kind of the bottom of our nose is kind of split between here. We'll just say for the moment, and our mouth, right? So that's just a basic shape. Now, let's get a little cartoony with it. So in a caricature, we like to exaggerate features. So let's just say for the moment, this guy's got very tiny eyes, right? So super tiny eyes. And if I want to kind of mask this out a little bit, he's got a gigantic nose. So I'm going to go right like so, right? Huge nose, gigantic, right? Caricatures. maybe he's not having the best day, so he's got some eyebrows, right?
Hey, Ben, Emily and
Yep.
Sophia are asking if they're supposed to draw that too.
Yeah, why don't you guys follow me on this? All right, so we'll follow me on this one, and then I'm going to have you do a couple where we're going to pick a couple of shapes like we've been doing, and then you're going to do a character, like kind of your own exaggerated features on a character after this. So we'll start with this one. So I'll wait for you guys to catch up a little bit. All right, now he's got, let's see, his cheeks are kind of high, right? And then he's got this big old jawline and a huge chin. So I'm going to put his lip. There we go. And we'll give here's his big chin. Huge chin. Maybe we'll give a slight beard to it. All right, and then he's got little tiny ears. All right, so super exaggerated features, right? And then I can't relate to this anymore, but we're going to give him a giant head of hair. So maybe he's got a old school 50s.
Tater Tot says, you
Cloth.
know, this is kind of already The Rock, and and Samantha says it's Abe Lincoln.
There you go. It's Abe Lincoln / The Rock. We're going to call it the A Rock. Not to be confused with A Rod. All right. So if she thinks it's a kind of an Abraham Lincoln looking thing, let's just go ahead and put his tiny stovetop hat on the top to complete our mashup Abe Lincoln. I don't know if he had glorious hair like that, but we're gonna take a wild shot here that maybe that's a terrible thing to say about Abe Lincoln. We'll take a wild shot. All right, so we'll take a guess. All right, there's our caveman Abe Lincoln / Rock. So you can see tiny features, right? You kind of exaggerate some stuff and to get a caricature. Now, some key things and what you guys are going to do next is kind of play around a little bit with your own. So what I want you to do is take, you can start with a, what's that for? I don't know, buddy. If you do like so say you start with a circle, and at this point, you're going to get to do your own thing. So you don't have to follow me. So if you were to take a circle and then maybe you got a line going here and then your jawline comes down, right? It's kind of feminine in the jawline there, right? So there's kind of an eye line, right? There's a start to maybe a feminine character. You could do something. Maybe he or she has big eyes. But what I want you to do is start with your basic shape. You can build off that. Maybe if you have a sibling, you can caricature your sibling or a parent or a crazy uncle. I think I qualify as the crazy uncle. All right. Right. So
who are we drawing?
You can draw whoever you want at this point. I want it to be a cartoon character with exaggerated features. All right. So maybe the eyes are bigger. Maybe the ears are bigger. Maybe the mouth is huge. Can be anything that you want, but I want to see exaggerated features.
Jade wants to know if we're drawing a cartoon.
Yes, caricature. So this is going to be like it's a cartoon character, right? But exaggerated features. So right now we're just kind of getting used to exaggerating some features. And then after this, we're going to start drawing the rock like for real. And then we're going to turn the rock into a caricature.
Okay, so Taryn and Kellen are asking, does it have to be a cartoon character? Can it be me?
You can absolutely caricature yourself. So if it's somebody around you, Taryn and Kellen, maybe you caricature each other. I don't know. But just exaggerated features.
Megan's asking if she can make up something.
You can absolutely. Real life or made up, your choice.
Or someone.
Scott, since you know everybody apparently, do you know Mr. The Rock?
I am friends with him on Instagram, but that's as close as I am to The Rock.
So you couldn't like drop a line right now, be like, "Hey, Mr. The Rock." So
No,
we kind
I'm
of have
probably one of maybe, I don't know, millions of friends of his on Instagram.
Oh man. All right, fine. I thought I'd ask because you never know.
You never know. I do know some people.
All right, so you're caricaturing somebody or something from your imagination, or somebody from real life. My person has gigantic teeth. This is almost like a scary Joker character. If you've ever seen the 1989 Joker or Batman, which is one of my all-time favorites. All right, that's a little freakish and it's going to give me nightmares. So, how is yours coming? Your own caricature, your own of something that you can see. Maybe it's Taryn and Kellen doing themselves or each other. Maybe it's a character that you have totally made up.
Jade says that looks scary.
Yeah, it did look scary. That's why I had to turn the page. It frightened me.
Dylan would like to share.
All right, Dylan.
I did me as an old lady. That's freaky.
I love it. Nice job. Well done. I think you look pretty awesome as a cartoon old lady. All right. So, all right, Mr. The Rock, don't take this personally, but we're going to draw on your face. Now, I don't know about you, but The Rock seems like just a cool guy that you would want to hang out with. Kind of like Blake Shelton. I like watching The Boys. All right, let's see.
Claire would like
Claire,
to
yes, you can. Absolutely. All right, Claire. Nice. Good caricature. I love the made-up character. Well done. I love the eyes. You're welcome.
And Samantha would like to share hers.
All right, Samantha. Nice. So is that a made-up character of your own?
It's supposed to be me. It has the same shirt on, so yeah.
All right, let's see one more time. Sweet. I love the exaggerated eyes. That's awesome, man. Well done. Good job. You're welcome.
I'm sorry, Ben. Liliana and Heather Rose are printing theirs right now, and Jade's asking if What if she doesn't have hers have it printed?
Printed. That's okay. Jade, can you see yours on a screen? Oops. Go ahead. Go back to Jade.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see yours on the screen. Okay, so that'll be fine because we'll reference it from here. All right. So what I'm gonna do is kind of show you some how lines break down on this, and then we're gonna take this and start to sketch him out for real. So you're fine as long as you can see him on the screen.
Okay. Hand
All
up
right.
there from Sophie.
All right, Sophie.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, this is what I do.
Nice. I like it, dude. Well done.
Thank you.
Big eyes, big mouth. I like it. Absolutely. All right, so we got some really cool exaggerated features in here. Now, so what we're going to concentrate on here is we're going to get to Mr. The Rock. So everybody either take a look at it on screen or if you have it printed out, right? You don't have to make too many heavy marks on it, but I want to show you a couple of key things. So when you're drawing from real life, right, it's important to kind of look at how things set because we get into proportions and stuff like that. And then once you understand the rules of how things work in real life, you can bend those rules, which is how you get caricatures and exaggerated features, cartoon characters. So what I want you to see is, so we got Mr. The Rock, right? And he's got an eye line that kind of right there. And if you draw a line, you can see that. Emily and Sophia, yes, you can show. And then we'll come back to this. Go ahead.
So this is Emily.
Nice. I love it. Well done.
And then I drew my sister, Sophia.
Mom.
I love the fact that you guys caricatured each other. That's awesome. Well done, guys.
Hey, Ben, JJ also wanted to share.
Yeah, go ahead. Sweet. Look at those giant ears and mouth. I love it. You did awesome, man.
When I was thinking, I was just like, I was just like, I want to make this thing have giant ears.
I think you did great, man. That looks cool. Good job on the exaggerated features. Scott, go ahead if somebody else. We can just keep throwing up some stuff. Well done.
All right. Let's see. Jade's is here.
Jade, nice. Love the eyes. Good job, man. Are you an anime fan? Yeah, I can tell. That looks cool.
Mean would like
All
to
right,
share.
Scott. Yep, go ahead. Hey, man.
I sort of drew two things. Well, here's wait. Oh, what happened to my? No, I'll just share this one.
Okay. Dude, that looks awesome. I love the neck. You got some wild hair going on there. You did great, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
Very cool. All right, who's next?
Emily and Sophia, then Tater Tot, then Liliana and Heather Rose.
Okay. Wait, did we do Emily? I think we did Emily and Sophia already.
Yeah,
Unless you guys.
Okay, let's jump to
You already
Tater
went?
Tot.
Tater Tot. No way, dude. Seriously? That's awesome. I love it. So is that something from your own imagination, or did you do something that you referenced from? Thumbs up for you made it up. Thumbs sideways. All right, made it up. That's good. Awesome job, Tater Tot. I loved it. All right, Scott, who we got next?
Liliana and Heather Rose.
Liliana and Heather Rose. How you doing, guys? Sweet. Nice job. I love the facial features and the big hair. Man, we got some anime fans here. That looks awesome. I love the eyes. Well done. Are you guys anime fans?
I don't watch many.
No.
No,
You got a
not
really cool style. Like if you look up,
Yeah, just kind of
yeah,
their
if you-
style.
it's your style. I love it, man. It's very cool. Nice job, ladies.
Next up,
All
we
right,
have
Scott.
Taryn and Kellen.
All right, Taryn and Kellen. You guys want to show your caricatures? Awesome.
I do it kind of like.
That's okay. Nice. I like it, man. You guys did a good job. Well done. All right, Scott,
Bella
do we have
and
anybody
Evan
else?
would like to share.
Whoa. Way to go. Wait, can you move it over? Just there you go. That's awesome. So is that just something out of your own imagination, or is that somebody you represent? Imagination? Well done, man. Very cool. All right, Scott, do we have anybody else?
I see Corbin has his hand up.
Corbin, hey, man. Let's see what you got. Hold it up a little bit higher for me. Sweet. A little bit higher. Go up. There you go. Awesome. Tell me about your character. Imagination or somebody you're referencing?
It's the
Muted.
Grinch.
It's I Love the Grinch, a famous Chuck Jones collaboration. Well done, sir. Well done. And you added color. That was fast. All right, Scott, do we have anybody else?
Amin.
Now that people are showing off anime, can I just do one more drawing that I made?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Nice. Dude, man, you rocked that out, and that was quick. Well done.
I drew this in 3 minutes.
I'm extremely impressed.
Ready?
All right,
And Dylan would like to share.
Dylan. Yes, Dylan.
I did me as a soldier.
You got the whole rock and roll guitar thing and everything going on. I like that. Well done, Dylan. All right, are we ready to dive into?
And a cool person.
I can see that. You are way cooler than I could ever be. All right, let's get into Mr. The Rock. All right. So we're going to just take a look here, right, and how we break down kind of a human face, right? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start to caricature Mr. The Rock, which maybe he's one of Scott's special friends and Scott just doesn't know it yet. And then if he was like, hey, you should totally check out our class right now. So you see we got an eye line, right? And then if you do a line down like this, it's not a straight line because he's kind of looking off. You can see how we've got, right, just like we do in cartoons, where we can kind of have the direction that he's looking left to right, and then how high he's looking up or down. And now what's interesting about facial features, and you can try this on yourself, you can try this on pictures, and this is the way I like to measure it. So I'll go in with my pencil and I'll use my pencil as a measuring tool, right, when I'm drawing. So if I'm sketching outside or something or sketching real life, I'll use this to measure. And so if you take your pencil and from the tip of your pencil and you just move your finger to where the tip of his eye is right there, and then you move it over one, you'll see that the distance between the inside of his eyes is pretty much the exact same distance as that eye. Kind of wild, huh? And if you look at your own face, or you look at like maybe someone in your house's face or a picture, notice where they are, and you'll see that for the most part, you'll have the distance between the bridge of the nose, right, is the distance of one eye. And what I'll do is I'll usually use the distance of the eye to measure out the rest of the face. So I've got an eye here, I've got an eye here. Now in this one, usually you'll have the nostrils that will line up with the inside. It's kind of true in this form. So take a look at that right there, right? And the nostril lines up with here. So you can kind of see how the face shapes up. Now he's looking in another direction right now, but if you were to look head on, you would see that this nostril will line up here as well. And then on a mouth sometimes, and it's kind of the case with here, his eyeballs, the centers, line up with the edge of his mouth, right? So if you take a look at somebody's face, and you break that down. I like to do that when I'm sketching people so that I can get my perspective, like my proportions right. And then things kind of add up like that. So if we take a look at the top of his head, right, if we were to break it down into two shapes, we've got this dome, which is kind of like a rounded triangle at the top. And then we have his jaw, which is pretty square. All right, so I'm drawing on this to kind of show you how we're going to break it down, because we are going to attempt to draw Mr. The Rock for real. And we're kind of using that as a guide map. All right. So, you guys ready? Mr. The Rock. Like drawing him as best we can from real life. So, and I don't know, Scott, you can tell me if you can see this. Can you see this?
It's a little light.
It's a little light. All right.
Faint, yeah.
We're gonna go this right. How about?
That's darker. That's
better.
better.
All right. So Mr. The Rock had a line kind of right that went up and down like this. So we're using our reference sheet here. And then we notice that, so if I do an eye and I use my pencil, again, you can use your pencil as a measuring tool, right?
I'm drawing.
You're drawing, okay. All right, we got double drawing going on, a 2-year-old and a 40-year-old. All right.
And Jade says, and he has a really dotty beard.
He does have a really dotty beard. I don't think he shaved that day. All right, so we've got kind of eyes, right? So what I'll do is sometimes I'll just do a real light shape, right? I know, I see that, buddy. Now, an eyeball isn't necessarily a perfect shape like this, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. For now, that just kind of gives us the space where the eyes are. Ben turned into a child. Here, see that? There you go. You're on TV, kid. All right. All right, you're welcome. Okay, so Mr. The Rock, right? If I'm measuring out and I see, okay, I've got 1, 2, I've got kind of 2, 1, 2. It's about right here is where his head goes, right? The back of his head. So I'm using the distance from his eye to measure things out. And then if I do his eye, right, and down, I get to about the bottom right here of where his nose is. So I'm going to measure here. And then I'm going to put a mark, right? And I know that his nostril is kind of right down that line. So I'm going to keep it real light. And then this is the bottom of his nose.
I'm going to do his nose.
Or you're going to do his nose? Okay.
I thought you had to move his nose.
Okay. All right. So you've got kind of a line. What I'll do too is when I'm drawing real things, right? And especially if I'm drawing kind of like up and down a little bit more like this, but you can do it also if your paper is flat on the table, is if I'm trying to get the angle of somebody's nose, right? Or the angle of anything, period. I will take my pencil. Okay, you got to stop drawing all over that. I'll take the angle of my pencil like this, and then I'll bring it over and I can see where my line is, right? So I'm matching what I'm doing. And that helps me get proportions right. So I'll use my pencil to measure not only the distance of something, but the angle of something as well.
I'm dying.
Hey, Ben, Jade says she's behind.
Okay. We'll wait a little bit here. I'll explain a couple other things while Jade's catching up. Yeah, I know, you're doing a great drawing right there. All right, so your pencil is kind of the best tool, especially if I'm out and I'm just drawing real people or real things. I know you did it. And I'm drawing real people or real things. I'm using my pencil as my measuring tool as well, which helps greatly because I can't always do it just by looking at it. And I want to make sure that I've got like correct angles and stuff down.
Look at it.
I know, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like The Rock wrestling in a whole dirt pile. That's what I see right there.
Look at that.
I know, I look at that. All right, so what I want to do, we got kind of like where the back is.
And it's me.
You're doing great, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, So his nose, now if you notice like on the bridge of his nose, so it kind of comes up right to where his eyebrow is right there, which if you notice is right about the same height as his eyelids, right? So where I put my eyelids, right, is where I'll put, yes, thank you, buddy. Is where I'll put the bridge of his nose. And then I've already measured my angle, and I already know that, I know, I see that. I know that I've got his nose, like the bottom of his nose is right here.
Hey, Ben, Corbin and Everly have their hand up.
Yep. Okay. Hey, guys.
My sister wanted to do the same thing as me. The Grinch.
Your sister, I love it, man. Your sister did awesome. We'll have to see if we can pull some Grinch artwork from Mr. Chuck Jones. You're doing great. All right. So, in kind of an easy way to break down facial features, right? It helps digest things because sometimes I'll get a little bit frustrated if I'm trying to draw, say, Mr. The Rock, right? And I'm just trying to eyeball it, right? So I'm doing it without doing any construction lines. And again, the more you do, the better you get, but this helps in kind of breaking things down. All right, thanks, buddy. Okay, so what I want to concentrate on here at the moment is his eyes, because what you want to see is, and an eyeball isn't necessarily just a nice oval, right? If you look at this, it kind of slopes up like so. You're going to have to get down for a second. Yeah, I'm going to give you another piece of paper. All right, so it slopes up like that and then comes down. And then underneath, it's not a perfect oval underneath. It actually kind of starts out a little flat and then, right? So it's got a little bit different of a shape to it. It's not a perfect oval shape. And then underneath he's got where his underneath of his eye is. All right, so I've got that. On the other side, it's fairly uniform, comes up and down. And then here, notice too, it'll start off a little flat, which is where this part of his eye is. And it doesn't come down a lot. It's kind of flat. It's very basic. All right. So let's get into his nose real quick. Now, notice that his nose, we can see up his nose, right? So it's not like you're looking at somebody and their nose is like this, right, with nostrils. This instance, we're actually looking kind of up his nose. So we have that line that we did on the diagonal. So here's my line on the diagonal. And if you notice, it comes down like this. So if I'm looking at, I measure out my thing. So I got my line pretty much right. And then he's got a nostril. Now his nostrils aren't by any means perfectly round. This is actually kind of a triangle, right? As I stick my finger up Mr. The Rock's nose. Don't anybody tell him that. All right, so I've got the little part here, and you'll notice he's got like a triangle, right? And then I've got my eye line here where my nostril is, and actually this should probably be a little bit further out. So here we go. And because I can see underneath his nose, right, it actually kind of looks like this, right? So that's kind of like my three-dimensional shape underneath. Okay, so we have some basics to Mr. The Rock. Now as we get into his head, so we're measuring right here, and I'm using his eye to measure the distance between things. So if I'm measuring his eye, and I always come back to my drawing, and I see, so there's an eye length from underneath his nose right here, almost to the bottom of his lip. So I measure out from my drawing. Like that's kind of like where the underneath of his lip is.
There's a note here. Kellen is behind.
Okay, we'll wait for Kellen. So we're just gonna see some fundamentals in here a little bit, and then in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna take you through a couple things real light as we're learning how to draw like real life stuff, and then we are going to attempt in 15 minutes time to caricature Mr. The Rock. I'll show you what my first pass was. His head does look like a rock.
I'm not behind anymore.
Okay, you're all caught up. Sweet. All right, so Mr. The Rock, right? This is the bottom. So we have one eye that's length, that's from the bottom of his nose to the bottom lip. And then you can kind of see the distance between lip here. So if I'm going to measure it without getting my head in there, if I'm going to measure this, by his bottom lip, it's about the same to the top of his upper lip, which is about the same. So it's almost like if I were to split this distance into thirds, it's almost the same, right? And then I'm looking at where does the edge of his mouth come, which is right almost in the middle of his eye. So if I'm doing my line here, and the same down here. So you notice that line on the inside of his eye right here comes down. And then it splits pretty even. All right. My Mr. The Rock. And I'm just going to shade his bottom lip here so I can have a little definition, because if you notice, it's a little bit darker. All right.
So the question is, the class on Thursday the same or a continuation?
The class on Thursday is a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to build off of this. It's got similarities. We're just going to use different subject matter. So we're going to take what Chuck did and how like he came out with, like he took a rabbit, he can draw a real life rabbit. Well, how do you take a real life rabbit and turn that into a cartoon character, right? But he understood the anatomy of animals and living things, and that's how he was able to create. So what we're going to do kind of as we go along here is we're going to draw from real life, and then we're going to apply that to drawing cartoons. The better you get at this, the better you get at cartoons. All right, how's everybody doing? Good, good. All right, so you can kind of see how Mr. The Rock is taking shape, right? I'm gonna make this part a little quick, right? So we're gonna stop around 2:45. So in 6 minutes, we're gonna take the last 5 or 6 minutes just to rough out some things, and then we're gonna dive right into the caricature because I want to take some time at the end to see everybody's stuff. All right, so I've got the bridge of his nose here. See how this breaks down here in his face and how that comes down. So he's got cheeks, right? And if you look here on his cheek, if I were to make a circle and a circle where I can see his cheekbones, right? You can see that it kind of comes from right about where the underneath of his nose is, just to the outside. And that right into his eyeball. So all I'm doing is roughing it into where I know where his cheeks are at, because when I go to do this, right, I can see how that kind of takes effect, takes shape. And actually this kind of comes in a little bit more. All right, so Mr. The Rock. Scott, if you totally surprised me because you were just like playing it off like you don't know him, but you really do know him, and then he just jumped on, I would freak out in a great way. I'm just saying if that were to happen.
I know he's a good guy, and I'm sure he probably would if, you know, someone sent him a message.
All right, so got some lines, right? And then we get that dome on the top of his head. So if you kind of take where his eyebrows, like where the middle of his eye line is, right? It's just kind of like a gradual dome. Now, again, using your pencil as your measuring tool, right? I'll take from here, and I'll go from the bridge of his nose, which is right here. Well, no, you know what? Let's go from the middle. I'm gonna go from the middle where his eye line is. And I got 1, 2, like 2.5, right? So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna measure from my center point, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, and then 2.5 is like right there. All right, so it's about right here. And because we have that graduating line that kind of slopes back, that means that the dome, like the top of his head, goes like at an angle, right? And then start sloping. And then here's the back of his head, remember, right? So if I were to do a real loose shape like this, I can tighten that up as I get a little darker. And then on this side of his head, what's cool is if you look at somebody's head, and what I liked and why I chose The Rock is because his head is shaved, we can see the definition of like a skull of it better. So look at this right here. I'm gonna do it with my other pencil. Of course, my 4-year-old ran off with my other pencil. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna do it with a blue crayon. So do you see this shape right here? So if you look at your drawing, look at that shape and how that comes down. Do you see that? So it's a jawline, right, in here, and then it kind of comes up and over. Same thing applies here. So I've got this, it kind of gives me where the side of my head is, right? And then see where my circle is that I did for his cheek? Kind of comes around, and so I got my laugh line right here, right? And then as I kind of fill in my jaw, I can see where my lines are. And then I know too, like where his ear sits. So his ear sits just kind of below this, like right in line with there.
Did you see Tater Tot's comment about drawing The Rock is like drawing any DC or Marvel male superhero?
Ooh, good call. Yes, Tater Tot, that is a good observation. Absolutely. It's part of the reason why I like this is because his features are fairly prominent, right? So it's like when I'm pointing out stuff to you, it's pretty easy to point out certain features. All right, so that's our loose real thing on Mr. The Rock here, right? There's this ear that comes down, neck, huge neck. All right. He's got no eyes, well, no eyeballs, because like Tater Tot said, he's kind of like a DC superhero, and I would like to say that his eyes light up. So, Mr. Rock, your eyes light up. There we go. All right, so an easy way, right, to take a picture, right, to draw from real life, understand how this works, right, to apply this. Now, we're going to keep the same drawing. I want you to flip either grab a new sheet, paper. We are now going to caricature. If I can get my paper to go over. All right, so you got a new sheet of paper. Now this is where we get to have fun with Mr. The Rock. So we take, what I wanted to do is take somebody that is a recognizable character, right? A recognizable person with kind of prominent features and go to town on them. So if you kind of take a look at the picture, right? I'll go with a clean Mr. The Rock. Scott, I would like it to be noted for posterity that I was respectful and said Mr. The Rock. If that helps with any brownie points of him showing up on Crashing a Future Class.
I'll let him know in the future.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. So here's my clean picture of Mr. The Rock, right? Now, if you notice on here, we're going to caricature him. So we're going to get a little exaggerated. So that little exercise we did with you guys either drawing each other or somebody from your own imagination, we're exaggerating some features on that, which means it doesn't have to look exactly like real life. So what we did, to Tater Tot's point, was it kind of looked like a comic book character, right? Which is a little bit more realistic. This, throw that out the window, right? We're going to have some fun. We're going to stretch some things. We're going to shrink some things. Now, if you notice, like he's kind of looking up a little bit. He's got that, right? He's got a huge squared jaw. It's gigantic, right? So if I were to caricature Mr. The Rock, right? Maybe I'm going to start with a circle here. And the reason why I'm going to start with a circle is it's just going to give me a base to work from, right? So I'm going to say his eyes, he's looking a little bit more up. So in my circle, I'm going to go a little bit more to the top with my eye line, right? And I'm going to start there. So I've got this, right? This is kind of the start. His eyes are like right here. His jaw, and this is just rough. Remember, this is just rough. His jaw is like a dump truck in a super respectful way, right? I mean, extremely respectful. I say dump truck because a dump truck is a very powerful vehicle, right, Mr. The Rock? So let's just say he's got like a giant, that's giant, right? And the top of his head, right, I'm going to make smaller because he's kind of looking up. So what I'm going to do is the feature that I want to exaggerate the most is kind of like right in here, like with his chin and his mouth. And I kind of want to step it up. Like his eyes aren't super huge, but his eyebrows, you know, I'll make that maybe a little feature. I'll exaggerate that a little bit. His nose, if you look at that in proportion, kind of, I like to blur my eyes a little bit to kind of see, you know, what stands out at me.
Amin has his hand up.
Yes. Hey, man.
Is it okay if I exaggerate his whole head?
You can exaggerate anything on him. The beautiful part about a caricature is I want you to pick what features you want to exaggerate from The Rock. So if you want his whole head to be gigantic, make it gigantic.
But like,
keep in mind,
his head to something else. But like,
hold on, I didn't hear. Go ahead.
Okay, if I change his head to something else, but it still looks like him, is that okay?
Sure. And yeah, that's totally fine. And keep in mind when you're doing the caricature and maybe you make his head a little bit bigger, maybe his eyes are a little smaller, right? Don't make everything proportionate. Get things a bit out of proportion.
Taryn and Kellen are asking if they have to draw The Rock.
No, you don't have to draw The Rock. If you would like to I would like to see you caricature each other if you're going to do that. Is that cool? I don't know. Did they give me a thumbs up on that?
Let's see. Trying to find them here. Here they are.
Hey guys, who did you want to caricature? Oh, they're muted.
Ken, do you want to go first? I went first last time. Go first. Okay, I was gonna do myself or somebody made up.
Okay, all right, and then who does Spider-Man wanted to do?
Me? Yeah.
Yep.
Probably something made up.
Okay, all right, you guys go ahead with that. We'll get back to this, and then you'll show us at the end. Cool.
Thanks.
All right, no problem. All right, so I'm gonna say that to me, I'm gonna concentrate on The Rock's eyes, his mouth, and his chin. So I'm gonna exaggerate those a little bit more and not as much as nose. Again, I want you to interpret your caricature of Mr. The Rock.
I think JJ has his hand up.
Yes. JJ.
So, I'm just gonna let you know, I literally, I pretty much made his nose a brick.
Okay. Yeah. See, there you go. Absolutely.
Cool. It's true.
That's good, man. You did. It did grow. That's right. That is the beauty of caricaturing, is you can exaggerate the features. awesome, man. Okay. So
Kate
we're
would
going
like
to
to
take,
know if she could draw a cartoon too.
yes, she can.
And Dylan would like to share hers.
All right.
Hold on, just one more second.
Okay, one more second.
Okay, I'm ready. So,
You're ready. All right.
my Mr. Rock.
Here you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like
I love it.
It's kind of like Pinocchio, and like he kind of looks like a butler.
Yes.
And it's
Mr. Rock the Butler.
funny.
I dig it, man. You know what? I love the sketch you started on the other side too, with the facial feature, with the circle, with the jaw. Good start, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I think Ken said that he wanted to share his in chat because he didn't have that camera working. So Ken, when you're ready, you tell us when you want us to go check that out, and we'll check it out in the chat.
Oh, it's in the chat right now. It's up.
All right. Let's see. I don't. Do you see it, Scott?
I see a download link to it.
Okay. I don't see that one. I'll have to try that one. All right. All right, guys. We're going to take the next like 5 minutes here to finish up our as much as you've got. Don't worry if you're not finished. I'm not going to be anywhere near finished.
Now I made his nose on the very end like a pig.
Like a pig? All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Let's see, Mr. The Rock. I'll show you what I worked on last night.
Oh, I actually have Ken's here on my screen. I can share my screen.
Yeah,
And
let's do that.
This is my one that's the serious.
All right, hold on 1 second, Dylan. We'll come to you in 1 second.
So that's Ken's.
Ken, nice job. I dig it, man. Way to go. That is very cool. Thanks, Scott. All right. So
To the regular screen.
to the regular screen. Just like it to be known, Mr. The Rock, that we appreciate you. You're a very cool person. Drop by at any time. Tater Tot thinks you're a superhero. I'm going to agree with Tater Tot. If that makes you feel better and encouraged in any way, Tater Tot and I would love for you to totally crash this class at any time. Scott would give you the controls.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. I'd like to take over the class. Okay. Mr. The Rock, you can totally take over the class. All right.
Oh, I see a hand up here.
Okay. Yes. Hey, man.
Corbin?
Corbin, nice job. So
I
you're
have the
building
little
onto that whole
snake.
theme. I dig it. So is that
And
what
then
he
there's
races down
some
the hill in?
houses up here.
Is that the Who Village?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well done.
And he's saying, ha, ha, ha. Yes, he's getting all the presents.
I love it, man. Well done. Is Grinch one of your favorite?
Well, it's my sister's.
Is your sister's favorite? That's cool.
Oh,
All right, so we're gonna go to everybody else. I'm gonna show you. This is what I was sketching last night, right? And here's my, which kind of looks like what I got going on up there. But here's my Mr. The Rock, right? Getting there, getting there slowly. It does look like Thanos, yes. All I need is a purple chin, and he's good to go. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead. Oh, if The Rock was Thanos, right? I don't even remember the helmet he had on, but let's just go with this. All right, there's my Thanos Rock. Mr. The Rock, you're now Thanos.
We have a hand up
Okay.
from Amin.
All right. All right, buddy, you ready?
Well, you have to draw the gauntlet. I think I'm finished. I'm not really, but I made him an actual rock. And there's like there's someone trying to finish him, and there's like people visiting. He's an actual rock. And here's my real
Man, you did a great job.
the rock.
I love it, man. I love the humor. I love the humor in your caricature. That was good. That was very good. All right, guys. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go around the room for anybody that wants to show. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you would like to show, Liliana and Heather Rose. All right, just do me a favor, guys. Put up the blue hand in your thing in chat. It'll say raise hand, and that way we know who comes to the top of the list, and then we can start making sure that we get everybody. Because that's the easiest way to see is if we raise that blue hand. If you, for whatever reason, can't find it, don't worry.
So we'll go through the blue hand first, and then.
Yeah, we'll go through blue hand first, and then here's the thing: as we get into this, I love the fact that a lot of you stay on to look at everybody else's work, and you all make very encouraging comments. I think that's awesome. I want to encourage you to do that. So if you'd like to stay on and check out everybody's stuff, I'm going to stay till the very end, till everybody's gotten to show what they wanted to, and then we're going to get into on Thursday. So I'm back on Thursday, and we're going to go like real life to cartooning. We're going to see how Chuck would take things right from real life and turn a duck into Daffy, a rabbit into Bugs Bunny, a pig into Porky, right? And Chuck was very big on drawing real life. And what I want to do with you guys is have some good life drawing time and some good cartoon play time, because I like to play in both worlds, right? And you guys do some awesome stuff. So thank everybody for jumping on today. Let's go through the list. Scott, go ahead and call them off.
Okay, first up is Emily and Sophia.
All right. Emily and Sophia. Hey, guys.
So this is Emily.
All right, Emily. That's
She
awesome.
has braces. And she has a braid all over her hair. And then she has like pig hands and feet. And then she has only one piercing.
That's awesome.
And I would draw my sister with like Gucci shoes, like expensive shoes, ripped jeans, a big belt, like little cat on a sweater because I know she likes animals, bangs, long hair, and hoop earrings.
That's awesome. Well done. I love the detail, man. Good job, ladies.
For the pig hands.
And then the one piercing.
All right. Who's up next, Scott?
Liliana and Heather Rose.
That one.
Liliana and Heather Rose. All right.
So here's Heather Rose's. What is this one that is? Is it actual or is it character?
Nice job. I like that.
Where's your character?
Very good.
Here's my actual.
Very good.
Oh, wow.
You guys are getting your proportions down, man. That's good stuff.
You have to look at this video.
Cool. I dig it. Very nice. Do we have one more, or is that it?
That's it.
That's it. All right, you guys did awesome. That's okay. That's okay. You guys did great, man. I love it. Thank you. Did you like drawing the rock? Oh, did I lose him? All right, Sophie.
Oh, Sophie.
Okay. 1 second. Here's mine.
Sweet. It's totally three-dimensional too. You got the line going down on the side for like the jawline and
And
stuff.
I drew some stubble right here.
Yes, you did. That's awesome. We're going to tell Mr. The Rock that he should invest in some shaving cream and a razor. And let's try this again. So awesome. Very cool. And then did you have a caricature also?
No, I just drew this because I liked it so much.
You did a great job on that. Very good. Well, thank you, Sophie. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Scott, who's up next?
All right, Tater Tot and then Dylan.
Tater Tot. Oh, that's good, man. I love it. I love the exaggerated nose and mouth.
That's right. Everything's fried.
That's awesome. Well done, dude. Well done. So, Tater Tot, you and I are going to have to like convince Mr. The Rock through Scott to crash a class coming up, right? Yes. Sounds good, man. All right. Thank you, buddy.
All right,
All right,
here's
Scott,
Dylan.
where are we going next?
Okay.
That was
Wow. Dylan. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Wait, you did that all by yourself? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed, man. That looks super cool. Very cool. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. I love the multiple colors too. All right.
My funny one. Hold
All
on.
right, here's your funny one. Let's see the caricature. Man, you exaggerated those features. Well done. I love the pig nose. Good job, Dylan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Scott, where are we headed to next?
Carson.
Carson.
This is my in real life rock.
Dude, nice job.
And then
I dig it.
thank you. And then here's him as a cartoon.
Nice.
Yes, that's awesome, dude. Well done. We're gonna have to do a thing at the end, maybe. Like, all right, so if everybody stays on, or whoever stays on to the end, what we're gonna try to do is, I'd love to have you all put, and I'll let you know at the end. Have you all put your Mr. The Rock either drawings or caricatures up, either one, in front of your screen, and then that way we can take a screenshot of all these drawings, and then we're gonna post it, and we're gonna say, Mr. The Rock, this is what we did for you today, because I think that would be awesome. So if you can hang
Or the serious
either one, if you want to do the funny one or the serious one, and then we'll do that at the end. So we'll do that at the very end. We'll all hold up our Mr. The Rock pictures. All right, where are we going next, Scott?
All right, next up is Amelia, and then after Amelia will be JJ. So this is Amelia.
Hey, Amelia.
Hey. Hi.
How's it going?
Hi.
Whoa, dude, nice. And you got some tattoos in there. I like it. You did a very good job. You're welcome. And then do we have a caricature too, or did we concentrate on the real life version?
Suppose that. Oh man, I got lost.
That's okay. If you don't, it's not a problem. Some people like to concentrate on the real life one, then that's totally cool. So what we'll do at the end is, what you'll do is you'll hold up your real life one that you did. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right, sweet. Where are we going next, Scott? You did an awesome job, man. I love the sketch. JJ.
Okay.
Ah, Thanos with the gauntlet.
And then
Yes.
my mom. So this is my mom's caricature.
Excellent.
And
Mom
this
did
is my
very
mom's
good.
Wow.
Way to go, Mom. Nice job.
But when I
I'm
was
very
writing
impressed.
Mom has an MFA, so.
What? It was true. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna do it too. I'm just like, no, I'm gonna go the extra mile.
You went the extra mile and threw the gauntlet in, and man, you get an A+ for that. That's awesome. Well done, sir. Absolutely.
I'm showing this at the end.
Yes, you should show that one at the end. All right, where are we going next?
Amin.
Okay, well, so I tried finishing the fake rock one. So when graffitis, I add the tattoos.
That's awesome. I love this one.
I still need to do the tattoos for this one, but I tried finishing the real one.
Okay, hey, you did great, man. I love the shading and stuff too.
Show both though.
You can show both. All right, you did great, man. Well, maybe like hold up both pages, and then there you go, and then you can show it like that. Awesome.
Then you can poke.
Very cool. All right, Scott, where are we going next? So
We
we'll
have
show that.
Claire.
I'll have you show that one at the end.
I tried drawing Thanos. I didn't know how to do it, but I tried.
You did great.
And
It's
then
the key are the lines and the chin.
other one.
Let's see the nice. I love that one. I love your caricature on Claire. That's cool. Good topography also. All right, Scott, where are we going next?
All right, next up is Jade.
Jade.
I ended up like doing the cartoon, so this is basically what I did.
Wow.
That's awesome. I love it, man. Is she wearing is that like a cape, like a something with, or like a shawl?
Yeah.
Nice. I dig it. Your cartoon character's awesome, man. Thank you, Jade.
Next up is Taryn
All right.
and Kellen.
Taryn and Kellen. All right, guys, let's see what you got.
First. No. Okay. It's a made-up creepy character,
Sweet.
Oh, cool.
and it's on fire.
It's on fire. I like that. Very cool. All right. What about your sister?
Like a skeleton.
Sweet. Tell me about your character.
I just made it up.
I love the made-up character.
But I
You
kind of
guys did an awesome job.
But I kind of got it inspired from a video game.
Did you? Which video game?
Undertale.
Undertale. Oh, my oldest son loves that game. Cool. And I see a whole bunch of other people like with Claire. I'll bet you Claire likes that game. I can tell. All right, Scott.
That game.
All right, Scott. Let's go to Samantha next. I think, right?
Oh,
No.
Sethan.
All right.
Okay.
So this one's mine,
Sweet.
and then this one's our little.
You did. I love the characters, man. Oh, hold that last. I didn't get a chance to see that last one. Hold that last one up that you just did. Sweet. Way to go, man. Nice job, guys. Nice job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Scott, where are we going?
David is up.
All right, Samantha, we'll get to you also. David. Way to go, man. I love the stovepipe hat. That's cool.
Nice.
I love it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, man. Look at what you did. I love your character. That's awesome. David, way to go, dude. Way to go. Nice job, man. Thank you. All right, Scott, where are we going next?
Samantha?
Hey, Samantha. Wow, look at you. Dude, that is good, man. I love the construction lines. And you got the gauntlet. Oh, the Rock Thanos. That's going to be a hashtag now. Rock Thanos. Thanos Rock. Way to go, Samantha. That's cool, man.
Top on Pinterest.
You what?
Going straight to the top on Pinterest.
Yes,
Nice.
it is. Absolutely. We're going to flood it with Rock Thanos. All right.
All right.
Who's up next?
Bella and Evan.
All right, Bella. Wow. Wow, man, you were busy. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, come on now. Absolutely. You guys did fantastic. Nice. I love those faces. Bella and Evan, nice job, guys. Love it. Love it. All right, Scott, do we have anybody else?
I don't see any blue hands. Anyone else?
All right, throw a message in real quick. If we haven't gotten to you yet, throw a message in real quick, and then we'll pick you up. Otherwise, we're gonna go to the. I'm gonna have everybody. We're gonna do a.
Oh,
Scott, can you do a screenshot?
Actually, did Simeon want to share?
Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Yes,
You're up on screen.
This is mine.
You did
Oh,
great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Have you ever drawn? Hey, have you ever drawn the rock before?
No.
Dude, you did and that's your first time, man. You did fantastic. Way to go. I'm impressed. Absolutely.
Cartoon.
I like the cartoon. I love the big eyes. That's awesome, man. Way to go. All right, here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna put the grid up. So Scott, you can take a screenshot, right?
Yes. Let's see.
All right, so everybody, we're gonna this is our Mr. The Rock, right? I'm gonna do my Mr. The Rock Thanos. Everybody put if it's the real one or if it's the caricature or both, whichever one that you have up there, right? And then we're gonna show them, and then Scott, you tell us when you're ready to take the picture. So everybody hold your drawings up.
All right. David, do you have yours? Samantha,
here's mine.
Everyone? All right, I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Awesome. Okay. You never know. Maybe Mr. The Rock shows up next class. So thank you guys for doing that. That was awesome. So I will. We've got classes. There's a comedy class tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. There's Rhiannon is teaching another class in art fundamentals and stuff at 2. So in this time slot. And then Lee will be back on Thursday, and then I will be back on Thursday to do some real life to cartooning stuff. So you guys did fantastic. It was great to see everybody, and you all have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks, Ben.
Later,
Bye.
dudes. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, everyone.
You're welcome.
That was my
You're welcome.
Nice.
Sophie, I love that drawing, man. You did awesome. Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.